the Logan's Hour. Today is a whole full edition. We're going to be in conversation with the president and the whole entourage of the Grand Bassa Association. So today, trust me, they're going to be well for all Brazilian living in Indiana. So we will have them in here shortly. So we have so many interesting things today that we'll talk about, but trust me, you're gonna like it today. Yep. So today gonna be a real one. But specifically we're gonna be talking Bassa people stuff today. It's all about Bassa people today. So if you're a Bassa person living in Indianapolis, oh well, you're gonna like it today. So before we can go any further, we will first of all uh get our guests coming in. And you can just sit back and just watch just a few seconds as we entertain our guests as they come in. Thank you. Sympathy with the family of Logan Town, Nuclear Town concerning what happened, and we are all Liberians. There's no way we can fight such a horrible thing happened to some of our citizens, and we pray that the Almighty God strengthen them, and we just want to say thank you to some of the political leaders who have been reaching out to those who really need it most, because we know that today Mr. Alexander Cummings went out to the community, and yesterday the president went out as well to sympathize and to just talk to people who really need to be talked to at this stage, because I can rest assure you it's not an easy thing to lose somebody who you really cared about, somebody who you used to see and just went to one crusade to be back, and trust me, and they are no more. Those kind of things is not something to just accept. um I know what it takes. As a young person, I know what it takes to have your young wife or whoever person, and all of a sudden, that person is no more. Trust me, it sounds simple if you haven't gone through that before, but it's not just simple as in simple. not because somebody else might have gone through that, might have drank the water of sorrow, or must have uh, experienced death. So it means that everybody else have to go through that. Trust me, I went through that. I know what happened when I lost my daddy. It's not something to just accept so easily. I know some people, they are very strong. They accept those kind of things. We're all just complaining about it. Like me, sometimes I'm a very tough person, but there are some moments where you just can't help yourself. You just feel like rolling to the ground and just it's called crying it out. Yeah, there's some moment you just want to cry out. I can rest assure you. I've been through that. But our prayers, our heart goes up to the people in um, um, Nuclear Town. I know what you guys are going through. Yeah, not because I'm saying it so you feel I'm insensitive because I'm smiling about it, but the best to do is to just celebrate the loss of our loved ones, because we know that if your time expire, you are present with the Lord, because the scriptures say absent from the body, obviously you are present with the Lord. So it's good to be present with the Lord. Though we as human, we that here currently, we really don't accept. We really don't feel that it is a good thing to do to be absent from earth. But the reason we are all afraid to go back to our maker, because of the activities here. You won't be here. You want to all the G's happening right around you. The little activities. You go to school. You achieve. You have 4 degrees. You have 5 degrees. You're thinking about your cassava rice home and all that kind of stuff. So it's not something easy to say I want to go back so easily, because trust me, when you think about some of the stuff you have to do or you were doing, you never completed or never achieve anything, then you have to go back. I can rest assure you, man, it's not an easy thing to do. It's not something where you can sit by yourself and say, well, I would just accept that my time has expired and I would just go back to the makeup. It's not easy though. It's not easy as you think. Yeah, it's not easy as you think. You have to have a real strong heart to accept those kind of things. I remember when I lost my father, it was a tough one, but I'm just another person. I can handle what I can handle, but I can I can tell anybody that you just have to be strong and accept whatever other person can accept. We are all different. We all have our own way of doing things. So it is what it is, man. But in everything, give God the thanks and the praises, because He knows everything. He knows why it happened the way it happened, and you can question Him why. That's one thing I know we cannot do. But He's God. He's God all by Himself, and He knows why the kind of things happen. It happened with the World Trade Center. We couldn't ask Him why. Now it has happened again in Liberia. The fact that our country is so small and we are all interrelated. So the kind of disasters, they are so big for us. But in everything, like I said, allow God to be God. Allow Him to be God. He's God all by Himself. He knows why things happen the way it happen. We cannot ask Him no question. That's why sometimes when I'm on my motivational hour, I always say this: what do you want to be remembered for? Because you can leave your house today and go out of your house and don't return. So what people gonna know you for? But today we have the guys from the newly established Grand Bassa Association. They're gonna be here today. We have Mr. So before the guys come in, I just want you to see uh those that are gonna be in here today. So let me just get those that are gonna be in here today so you can see them for yourself. So hold on just a second. Let me get my guys, so you can see them. P. Richard Goya, the man is in studio right now. So before I bring the man on, I want to display those are going to be in here today so you can see the picture before they come in. Oh. So we expecting Mr. Race Basigia and Mr. Joshua Power. They're going to be with us here shortly. So you can just trust me. It promised to be so great. Whoa, 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 whoa. So we'll just put the logo so you can know the group that are going to be here. They're from the Bassa Association. Alrighty, so okay, so we're gonna do the overplay. So if you see here, this is the logo of the guys who are gonna be in here. So let me just turn this back music up and bring my brother Richie Goya in. Blow you.
Eva, I want to yo.
Penny boy. I wanna go move.
I have to give us on.
Whoa, the president. Mr. President.
Big window.
Hey, Blue. I want to ball.
We're talking at the back there, so somebody's grinding from the back.
I think
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah.
Yeah, just mute the other one you have back there.
I already got it now.
Alrighty. I want a ball.
Oh, they finish. I run with you guys a little bit and then run to another meeting online and then come back.
Yeah, maybe it will not be too long because you know the association just started. They hasn't been working. That the whole community have to ask them dozens of questions. So if it like you guys were in power for more than 6-7 months, then you know there will be a lot of questions on your leadership style, accountability issues. So today just an introduction of the newly established chapter of the Grand Bassa Association. So you just go ahead and just talk to the people about the Grand Bassa Association. So we'll not probably spend more than an hour here. So it's gonna be short. It promised to be short. So your vice presidents will be joining us shortly.
Yeah.
Honorable
Yeah,
Joshua Powell.
yes, power would come on.
Yeah. All right. Before the honorable come on. Oh, if you just joining us, we are in conversation with the newly established leadership, the newly established chapter of the Grand Bassa Association. Well, we're in conversation with the president, Mr. Rich W. Basigia, and we have the Secretary General out here, Mr. Richard P. But Richard, so the P is your middle name, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The last name, the G is silent, so wait, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So on Facebook, your name confused people because you say Prince Richard like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But anyway, welcome, my dear brother. Somebody get background. Hmm.
I think.
Okay, so what would do if I speak it with mute,
You
then
got
Maurice.
TV on and all that stuff. I ain't got no TV on nothing. I just look at you got what you got on there. You got TV on and stuff. That's not giving a feedback.
Okay, so we would just
Just
mute
mute.
ourselves when another
I'm
person is
sitting
speaking.
somewhere
So
very quiet.
yeah, maybe that would help if we mute as well. So
Okay.
Yeah. So if the president were to introduce himself, I will mute and see if we don't have that background noise anymore. So, Mr. President, welcome to the Logan's Hour.
Thank you, Phil. I mean, I'm amused that you on top of your games, especially with a presentation having a very big platform in Indiana, and not just a librarian community, because soon and very soon it'll be the whole broader platform that our brother from across uh, Sierra Leone, Uganda, and the rest of other institutions here will start using this platform as a gallop so that they can build their own affection towards their people, though they are grown already. But thank you again. My name is Rex. Woody Mongai is my Bassa name, and Bazigia is also the Bassa name. I own a town somewhere in number three, where my parents are from. The late father is a Bassa man. My mom, Sarah, Wayu is a Bassa lady. We used to call her Yedebe, and the Bassa folk got several different names. So far so good. Thanks for the platform. We're gonna kickstart the Secretary General Prince Richard, and I have started this stuff. But let me historicize a bit and tell you where we come from. This all started. I mean, they had the 29th um, National Convention, and that was in Michigan. I have returned from Michigan on a different travel, on just a walking different travel. And I returned home, and my wife and called me that she were in contact with one of our friends, or one of her friends called Mr. Harry. And it was the same month that we were, or they were trying to establish the national convention, and Michigan were the host. So she was informed, and then she said, "Oh, but my husband is the Bassa man. You know, my wife long been wanting to be the Bassa woman, and she know by association she would be a Bassa woman." So she went out there looking for all the Bassa associations and institutions, and then she came to me, and I was a little weak up for that because I was already involved with different groupings every time, sit and reading, bring occupied with a lot of things, and then looking up to national politics, how we can restructure things and make it better. And she kept pushing. She convinced me into that. And then she connected me with the president of the Michigan, which is Martha Stowe. And then she and I talked about that. That the same month they were having the convention. That was the 29th convention. And so my wife and I went to have hinted the current LG ratio about that, but he had just come to Indiana. He had just transitioned. So everybody was trying to see how we can push a state. So I went to Michigan, and it was very alarming. I tell you, Phil, I mean, the enthusiasm was high. People I have not seen for a very long time. The current National Secretary General, Kenkoya Davis. Uh, we were all schoolmates. And I started seeing now Zoga Wazin. He was now currently Minister of Youth and Sports. My twin cousins, Edward Hart Sano and Trokon Sano, Wallad and Sano, we were all in and the Catholic school. Different breeds of people. I was excited seeing the physical people I haven't seen for long in the United States of America converge in the name of Bassa. And different sets of people, males, females, make new friends. And so I was touched. They went to the elections, and then they elected Trocon. There was a guy, Trocon Johnson from Philadelphia. He won the elections. I was allowed to make a little brief remarks, and of course, I made a brief remark, and then it was exciting. We turned the light on because they, after everything, elections, they had Jamboree. Queen was elected, and I felt the phenomenal, and I said, "This is a go game. I think I can get back to my people," and then we embraced that. So the national president elect, Trogon and I got in contact, and immediately I told him I have interest. I will make sure that I get back to Indiana and serve as a messenger to the Bassa community. And this will be a very important thing that we're going to establish, and I made that commitment. and my wife was all into the place. I think she needed a Bassa name, and that's when she got her name Mongalin. You see, most time we call her Mongalin. That's
Yeah.
how she got a name. Yes. So she was given her Bassa name to me, not somebody else. Gave her the name Mongalin, and then we boosted it up and we returned to Indiana. We started moving. We kept in touch. Communication was good. We were always engaged. I kept pushing hard. Boom. Richard and I, we called our first meeting. We had it here at my place. Brothers came on board. I remember I sent a text message to you. But then we were trying to make the alarm, give an alert to notify our brothers. The
Yeah.
institution is our Maserati, River says, Grand Bassa, and Margibi. So it cut across. So we needed everybody on board. Innovative man like you, Chokon Bayu was here, the current chair of the board. Send a message out to your brother, the current CEO of Ashore. And we started going across, touching other brothers and affiliates who were coming on board. First meeting we held, we were good. And in that meeting, we had a consensus that I take over there as that I take over as the acting president. And then Richie was immediately endorsed as the secretary general. And that's why it was then until the 30th National Convention. And then, of course, the current SG was very alarming, very innovative in that he told me we're going to make it, we're going to get it done. And hey, you come up with a bad feedback, buddy.
You just mute himself.
Yeah. So it was good. You know, his wife on River says, boom, I start to engage them, making it work. I start pushing harder. You know, everybody based it here. So we work on it and make sure by the time we knew that we were going to the 30th National Convention, we needed to be admitted. We needed to be a full-fledged chapter, not by affiliation, not because we were Bassa people and we make a representation at Michigan. And I told Richie that we have to get this done. We're on a mission. We have to accomplish it. We have to return to Indiana with something very glorious, something our people should respect, something that we endear. We're not going to go to Atlanta, Georgia, and return without any certification or without the team not being admitted. He consented. Again, my wife bought a ticket. The woman want me in the Bassa business. She a Bassa lady now, and boom, we were in the flight and we were in, yeah, we flew in, and Richie and his family they drove, they came in. I mean, I tell you, Phil, I think I gave you some updates from that side. It was alarming. It was real. It was competitive with the elections. I mean, you want to go to the Bissa election, you can go to the inauguration here, and they as you're going to emphasize on that. I mean, it was really, really, really alarming. Like people were in charge. They knew they were bad for people. You know the hospitality, how people made
Oh
affection,
yeah.
how
Oh
the
yeah.
people feel themselves. I mean, they felt themselves. You could see how the attachment, like when one bastard man shaking your hand, you know, like, oh, did you, I ain't seen you for long. I mean, you could see, I saw the Bassa, Chevy Bassa, the guys, the Bassa boys,
Uh-huh.
Bassa Lemonade. We used to have the stores. I never seen that for long. I saw Tiny B. There's a girl who were in Sotiama Primary School. We used to call her Tiny B. I forgot that name and all. They introduced her with a different name. I kept taking the name until her husband, Mr. Bashir, my boy, called the name. Say, I know that this name you're looking for. I said, yes, this is Tiny B. I haven't seen her for long. I mean, and it was good. We were admitted. And of course, at the end of the day, we were called out. Family members who went out. We were asked few questions. We make memories, and we reflected on the journey on how we became a part. We got admitted. We got endorsed into Congress, the sitting Congress. We got endorsed. The SG and I, we were the first officials that got endorsed. And then everybody came on board. We were there with our family, make few remarks, and then the Jamboree started. But trust me, this would not be just the beginning. This is something we fire up doing. This is something that we're going to make sure will be one of the best association or organization or institution, whatever nomenclature is, in this community. And we're going to work together. We got the best of all brains. Imagine first update consensus in Indiana history. We have this platform, this Bassa man owning the Logan's out. We got the best brain. We both of that. It's not something to brag about that, but the innovation in our hands. So thank you. I mean, the National SG and the VP, they're going to run train you through. They're going to tell you what it is. Thank you for having me. The pleasure is mine.
Thank you so much, Mr. Riz Basigia. So if you're just following or you just listen to the president of the newly established Grand Bassa Association chapter in Indiana. So thank you, Mr. President. So we turn to the SG right now. I want to say, before we turn to the SG, I want to say welcome, Mr. Vice President, Mr. J. Joshua P. Power Sr. Somebody was saying yesterday, said the party to me, my man, I put it a PB Nina too. Welcome, my brother Joshua.
Thank you very much, Mr. Logan, and thank you for having us on your platform. There is a simple saying in Bassa. It may sound simple, but it's very dear to us. It's called abridge,
Yeah.
and because of that war, we don't take it lightly. It might sound simple, might be a phrase, but it's very powerful, and we take it very, very seriously. We love our home, and that's why we are here. And I just want to send this out to all the beautiful Bassa people in Indiana. Tina Dive Akiabo Point. So Ajunge in the Indiana Ninken Zima Bassa Meji one any Anadi. That my friends who are risking always say we will lead and they will follow. There have been no Bassa men in the land until we arrive. So we want to bring everybody on board. Come, let's work together. Let's make it a Bassa team. If you're from McGibby, Maserado, River says, and Motherland, Grand Bassa, then you are in the right place. But I will leave it right there while we go on and let the SG let the cat out of the bed. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my dear brother J. Joshua P. Power Sr. So
K
we turn
K.
to the SG. K. Yeah, about something, man. You can't miss it, man, in here, brother. If I don't correct you. All right, Honorable SG, let's just hear your introduction, please.
Mr. Logan, thank you for having us here today. My fellow Bazoran, I'll be with the Wingo, Mr. President, and the Vice President. We all here today to say thanks to the Bassa people for the short notice that we have sent, and everybody is like into it. The president has said it all, and this organization, as you can say, is going to be a number one in Indiana. We know the Bassa people how when they take on to things and how to go about doing stuff. We want to say thanks for having us. The whole framework about this thing is all about our togetherness. We want to not just do things here, but to get back home. Like that's why we say we got four different countries involved. Once you are Baja speaking county, you also involve like the Muscle John Bassa County, Mike Gibby, and Riverside. We are all one people. Remember, Grand Bassa gave birth to all the people, right? So we
Mhm.
mean the mother of them. Uh, the beautiful part about this is that those like you who marry somebody that is from different tribes will also have a taste of the Bassa people cake. We are happy to have everybody on board. We're going to do this wholeheartedly with respect and understanding that everybody benefits. We got a lot of good people on board, like our board, the president, the vice president. We have important people like from the background of good education. So we are calling all Bazoran, not just from all Bazoran. We got our differences. Come on board and let's make this work. This is going to benefit you here today, your children to come, and the family back home. We are going to do this in unity and well understanding and respect. So I'm not turning it back to you so we can go back to the whole thing because we don't have time again. The president will be leaving shortly. Uh, the vice president going to take over, and then we're going to continue the process.
Thank you so much, Honorable SG. So we'll turn to the Vice President. Honorable Vice President, can you please introduce yourself to the people?
Well, my name is J. Joshua K. Power Sr. And I'm a Bassa man. I'm from District Number 3C. I'm from a town called Nido Dubri. I'm rep. So soon you come from the Son town, the next town is my town. We are warriors. And that's why that town is called, that setting is called Piokon. When our grandfather, great grand went to war, they were arrested and then they established it. So that place is called Piokon. And our ancestor or our background, if for instance, if I was looking at a girl and I really love that girl, and for some reason, if that girl stumped her toe or she was doing something and she mistakenly pronounced the word more diakon, automatically I cannot love to that girl anymore in my life because she's my sister. Because
Wow.
diakon, more is another way of giving them some level of respect. But diakon is a real name. So if anybody pronounce that word more diakon, automatically we are related. That's how connected the Bassa people are, and I'm from that background. So if we come to the diaspora or wherever we are, we cannot forget about Bassa. When I was in Ghana, I used to go on a camp just to speak Bassa. I used to go on a camp just. Thank you, Osa. Hello. I used to go to camp just to speak Bassa. That is how important Bassa is to me. So when Mr. Basigia told me that um, there was a need to establish the Indiana chapter, I was so excited and I was willing to get on board to help build it and bring on people. Don't sit down, Don't say that your thing. It's not our thing. It's our thing.
Yes.
One of us. Let us come and work it, put it together. It's a Bassa thing. Where you come from? The Bassa people we know how to cheat. When
Mhm.
when Grand Bassa play on the loop with John Strader, Rivers that loop, we go to Maggie loop. So it have all the loose game. The beautiful thing, on
So
the beautiful thing, you will never get us defeated. That's how united we are. So I'm just calling on all the Bassa people, wherever you are in Indiana, come on board, come for the meeting, come for the activities. And the SG will plan the activity, will come up with it and make it big, and let's celebrate Bassa.
thank you so much, Mr. Joshua Power. So tonight is all about Bassa, Bassa, Bassa. So if you're a Brazilian or you're not a Brazilian, if you want to affiliate with the Grand Bassa chapter in Indiana, this is the perfect place for you to be tonight because we have the SG. He will drive us through some of those things. He will tell you as a affiliate member what are those things you can do, what are the membership benefits you have for affiliating with the Bassa Association of Indiana. So we would just go back to the SG since the president, the vice president are not here right now. So, Mr. SG, what people want to affiliate with the Grand Bassa Association, non-Brazilian, why are they stand to benefit if they affiliate with the Bassa Association?
First, I would let it address the connection area, like in terms of marriage, husband and wife.
Mm-hmm.
Automatically, you become a extended Brazilian by marriage. Um, you also heard of Bassa by birth, and, for those that got kids by Bassa people, Bassa man or Bassa woman, that
Mm-hmm.
still got that love for their children, or also stand a chance to benefit as well. Uh, like I say, there are a lot of groovy into this identical thing. We have the person is going to come back because he also got a letter yesterday from the old health chapter concerning the Senate and people. We're going to do this. They're going to have left for your wife. She's automatically a member of the association because she's married to a handsome and a well-educated black man. So she's part of the group. We definitely going to be there for her. We definitely going to take her as our own because she found out by flesh and by marriage. So a lot of good things. Like I said, the president, I think he also have a meeting going on right now with this thing. So I will let on the table this at the next one for him to come back and see how because he was the one that attended the full meeting of this. So we going to wait on the president to see how best he can conclude on this one. But
Okay.
yeah, a lot of good goodies there for everybody.
That's fair. That's fair. Then we'll just go back to Mr. Joshua Power. Mr. Joshua Power, I know this question tonight. Though the chapter is just a newly established chapter, we cannot go through the workings of it right now. We cannot go through when it comes to accountability issues. But what are those things that are promised? What are those new leadership style you guys are coming up with to introduce to the people of Indiana? Though we know it's just a ethnic grouping.
So we are also extending or making ourselves known to the already established people in Indiana. Like I want to believe the people from Grand Julia, they are established, and other people from different countries. We just want you to know that we are around. And in subsequent time, we will be inviting you to our launching. We will have launching. We will have membership fund drive. We will have a couple of meetings to discuss in-house issues like due payment and when to have our program and what to do to support issues in Bassa. Let's say that we just in the country meet. What can we do to support whatever is necessary? So those are the things that are in the pipeline, like the SG said. President got more of those things in stock. I'm just giving you a gist of what will be happening in Indiana. Major thing gonna happen first. Gonna happen is number one is the membership fund drive. Number two, we're gonna launch the Grand Bassa chapter. It's going to be a very big program. On the looking hour is going to carry live. The conversation with Power is going to carry live. We're going to make it very, very big. We invite people, permanent ambassador people, to come and know that there's a new number chapter in Indiana. And it's very, very important. I was shocked that we are the uh, the the first group of people since number was established. We are the first group of people in Indiana to make this happen. I think it's a great deal, and we are not taking it very, very lightly. We're taking it very, very serious. All the Bassa people, I know there are many Bassa people in Indiana. I know you've been disenchanted, felt that there was no home, but this is your home now. Sense of belonging has come. So come around, come around, ask question. If you know any Bassa person and you're part of the Bassa chat room, ask somebody there. Send the person name, as you will add and send the person number. We will call them. Let's make it our thing. I'm one there. I'll say what there. I'm one there. But you there, I can't so you point there. I get you, Kabe, Basson, you want there.
Thank you, my dear brother. The man so fluent in the detail. I'm confused. Thank you so much, Honorable Vice President. So going back to the SG, Mr. SG, I'm going to come a little high on you tonight on this one. So knowing that there are so many organizations been existing in this town, given the fight that we've been having, the Crown Association, I think they had the Kisi Association and they had some other association in town here. And when it comes to the issue of accountability, that's where most of the organization come to their ends because leaders don't want to be held accountable. Leaders just want to run the organization their own way. So when it comes to the newly established Grand Bassa Association, what are those new innovatives? What are those new plans that you people coming up with to be fully accountable, that your members will not be asking you for reports, instead of you'll have a platform that you can display everything on a quarterly basis?
Okay, thanks for that question. That's very simple, right? Because we are people have accountability, right? Uh, we think are impacted it for some time. Like the president first reported, we are going to display the on a very good footing. When we're going to have a meeting, we're going to,
Now I say, don't take now.
but let me come back. Most of the problem that comes with organization nowadays is financial problem that has to do with financial reporting. And that's one of the biggest problems that we are seeing. So if you look at that part of it, the financial part of it, we are going to be very transparent, right? Like now, right now the president is just acting, the vice president is acting, the entire except the secretary general, besides the secretary general, all other individual is heightened until the body can be fully mature, wherein people will see the main reason why they will have to pay the dues to the organization. And there will be a lot of reasons. That, for instance, the organization have already decided to identify to the breadth and the depth of everybody where being a affiliated member, we will have to identify with you through bereavement, wedding, birthday, uh, I mean, in need of everything, we will be there with you. Accountability will be the hallmark of the UWI table friend. We are not just operating on our own. We are an honor chapter when it comes to just the Indiana chapter. We have a policy from the UWI, so we're going to go by the timetable. So everything that we're going to be doing here, UWI are going to be in the forefront of it. They're going to be on their timetable. That's the reason why if you will have the opportunity to attend the first meeting or in our chat room, you're going to see all of the activities there concerning how the organization is going to be run. It's not going to be just Rich running it with him or Rich is running it or the vice president doing it. We're going to be doing it according to what we see on the boat. So when it's kind of accountability, it's a hallmark. That's what we're going to come on.
All right, thank you. But I still have another question for the Secretary General. You know, the reason I'm going to the Secretary General, though I will ask the Vice President question, but we know in most institutions, the Vice President work when the President want the Vice President to work. Other than that, the Vice President will just be a race car park. So that's why I'm posing my question directly to the Secretary General because when it comes to organization structures and behavior, the Secretary General run the day-to-day activities of any institution. So, Mr. Secretary General, this has to do with collaboration and working with other organizations. What are those plans you putting in place to at least carry on a survey to know how many organizations exist that can affiliate with the Grand Bassa Association in town here?
Like right now, we already got few Indians, like you being the head of another organization that we have here, that we always affiliate with, I mean, associate ourselves with. Then we have our own health mother organization here at the LAII. We got the Men Association. We also got the Sister Love Association here. We are waiting, and trust me, we are Bassa people. Nobody to take our movement. We are free-minded people. We affiliate with people or associate with people not based on how people feel or think about us. We are human beings. So we still yet to identify a lot of organizations that are just got to level the DC. The Bone County Association is also here. I attended one of the meetings before, one of the programs rather. So we're going to go down to every organization. Uh, like I said, we're going to start from the LAII. Now we are also had a communication sent over to the president of the LAII concerning his our newly established organization that we have here. We will need him, to have some input as the head of all Liberians in Indiana. We also wanted him to also attend our coming inaugural program in Kentucky. We still waiting on feedback from him. So we're going to work with other organizations. For you, you're already part of the newly established organization, so you are full fledged and you have every idea to what we're going to be doing. So we will relate. We're definitely going to work along with everybody. And not just Barzoda. We want to go across the app. The better people is closer to us. We will also want to be around them. So trust me, we are open to everybody. It's not just about Bassa, Bassa, Bassa. That's why we see within our uh, 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 policy, we have sent affiliation member to our wives who happen to be from different county, our husbands who happen to be from different counties, because we respect human dignity. We know we're the land of hospitality, so we know how to go about doing things.
So, in short, the way I'm married to a Lebanese woman, I mean, automatically my woman is a Lebanese
It's not.
Bassa.
So what is part of the identical organization, my brother? We check that the work included her in the chat room because I know.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you so much, my dear brother. Thank you so much. So, if you don't know, he's the Secretary General of the newly established chapter, the Grand Bassa Association of Indiana. So, we're going to go back to the Vice President. Mr. Vice President, you are the President in waiting. Looking at the current situation in Indiana currently when it comes to organizations, we do not see a perfect coordinations when it comes to all of the various organizations in town here. What are your plans to bring all of the organizations on a one table to have a one umbrella to have a meetings, just in case a town hall meeting?
Look, we know how to do this thing. We bear in this business. Before there was any university student union, the Grand Bassa University Student Union was the first to establish that organization. So with all the Rickman Road going on in the Indiana, they will follow our footsteps because we are the motherland. If you come Maserati, the next place you're going is to Bassa. So we will have to lead. We'll have to show them how important unity is. So Grand Bassa will take the lead and people will follow. I love the quote. I said, "Live with all men with peace." So Bassa will take the lead. We know how to do it. We've been in it before. We have done it before, and other people follow our footsteps. Yeah, but the Bond Student Union, the Cape Student Union, they learned that from Grand Bassa County. All along in Liberia, it was just University Student Association. But we make the union. We create a union. All of the counties in Liberia, all of the universities in Liberia, we make it out of one unit. And other people follow our footsteps. So it's not a big thing for us. We are going to do it. We're going to make sure that unity return to Indiana with the help of the Basel organization. We will communicate. One of our major tools is communication. We will communicate. We will send out the information. Good that your platform is available. We will communicate through your platform. We'll communicate through other means, other organization. We'll let them know that we are around. They say when you are in the room, when you are on the dance floor with a blind man, and if you don't make him know that you are there, you'll be just say, "Oh, what a place." But when you knock him one time, you know that somebody is around. So we are around. We are around, and people will see and know that we are around. So the information will not be hidden. We will be in the out. People will know. It will be all over the place, and
Okay.
people
Uh,
see seriousness.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice President. So I'll go to the president right now with the same question. So, Mr. President, looking at the size of Indiana currently, we have so many organizations in town here. We have the Liberian Association of Indiana. We have the Indiana Young Men Association. We have the Men Association of Indiana. We have the United Sister of Indiana. We have the Sister Love of Indiana. We have the Chilano. We have the Seveloon Association of Indiana. We have the Bon County Association of Indiana. We have the Grand Bassa Association of Indiana. We have the Crown Association of Indiana. Then we have the Liberian Churches of Indiana. What are your plans to bring all of those organizations under one umbrella in terms of common workings?
I mean, that's a very good concern. And this is why all these institutions you just labeled, you just named, uh, we will be very innovative in how we work and how we build our relationship. It is all about relationship building, Phil. It's just all about how you engender yourself, the positive vibes, and how you set your agenda. It is important to know that all the people you call, we have affiliated with them, we have interacted with them, we've been to a lot of their assemblies, we've been to a lot of their social gatherings, and we hope to have exchanges that one day we all can sit at a table of convenience and converge ideas and make sure that we can talk just about Liberia. We can talk just about the Liberian community. The biggest of all is the Liberian community that we all associated with here. And this is something that we want to build with all these different associations, the different organizations. We all just need to build a momentum that can have the same resemblance of focus of the Liberia, the LAI.
And so that will be very important. So we will bring to the table innovation. We will communicate. We will have great attachment. We will make sure we have ourselves have to be available and get engaged with a lot of different phenomena. There are a lot of programs, most likely on how we can exchange ideas. We believe in exchanging ideas, where we can have a platform that we all can sit together and somebody can tell that story to inspire another child coming from way back in Bocon, Chile. Somebody can tell the story that can motivate somebody coming out far from Bassa. I got inspired by other story and my story and your story and Rachel's story and Power story. These are things that we need to make out of a platform. So the different groupings we will meet together at some point in time, if we can assemble ourselves in the name of a convention, we can put up a good methodology on that. We can drop the mapping. We can put up we can draw something up that we can work together with. You have the Bassa, we coming in from the Bassa side, the different groupings coming in. Indiana have a very big convention. We all come in with our different associations, our platform, make the whole place big, make a brand, creating a different euphoria, cultural diversity. I mean, it can create that particular platform that all of us can unite and we can work together. But it is important that we would think that we want to reconcile. We have to look back home. We still have to do some things by stretching hands back home. We have to look back home about how people that disadvantaged, how we can help and work with them. We have to look back home and how people who are destitute, we can make sure we create a platform that can help them. We have to look back home how we can create a different ways in which that outside here, while we here in the bigger side of the world, we can make sure that we can create a platform for those out there that don't have a platform. We can make sure that we can explain to them, this is America, but there are different stories out here that can draw the attention for those in Liberia, draw the attention for those in different African countries, build a complete different sector and sell our platform to the different institutions here that are willing to support it. Trust me, Phil. When I do some of the researches, sometimes when I'm just relaxing, I know that there are fundings and grants out here that you and I can use our innovation and it can affect the lives of those who roam in the streets in the name of disadvantaged people. It can also impact the life of those who are roaming around, who are always stealing, causing trouble, armed robbers, and disadvantaged people. We can also make sure that we can get a platform for them to write on. So, yes, I mean, all these institutions you just named, and I got a very effective Secretary General who will gonna be on your back. He's gonna get it done. And I believe in him. I got power. He got a voice of command. He has a leadership. I mean, I try to work with a team that it wouldn't just be about me. That's not how I work. I believe in bureaucracy. It should be about a team. It should be about how we communicate together. It should be about how the secretariat is run because that's the real nuclear of what we want to achieve. So we are in the hands of Richard Boyer, and we expect him to make sure that he brings everything on the table. The people from Riverside should feel the impact that they are from Riverside. They are in Richard's hand. The people from Grand Bassa County, they are in Richard's hands. The people from Magibby, from Monserrato. So, I mean, on his shoulder, a bigger pillow can be galvanized. So thank you. I mean, this platform will be well utilized. We will take it as our own. And we were also appeal with you where we can have the time to bring the national president of UNABOA, Mr. Williams, who can also talk to him to come on the platform. And this platform will be the platform that we gonna really gonna make sure you have the brain. Trust me, we're gonna make it work. So
Thank you so much,
as
Mr.
much as you
President.
got us, we got you. And we have people come on board to make sure that it wouldn't just be every time coming on the show free. People with representation in exchange of building the platform, supporting this platform, and giving the respect it necessarily deserve. Yeah, I saw one of the chairman of the board commenting, Chairman Ivan Logan. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it. We will reach out to you. The Secretary General has your number. We are working on things. Most of the things we would do, we would need a board approver, and that is why. And because the way I do it is from the whole different philosophy, and UNABOA is a whole different institution that it has been structured in a way. that most of the decisions you're going to make in the executive committee, you have to have the board approval. So these are powerful hands that we got there that you cannot twist their arms. You can just go run into choke on while you are having located and say, oh, okay, we got 4 t-shirts we want to print today. And oh, can we get your approval? Trust me, these guys won't listen to you. You have to have something on the table. So that's why I have interest in having these strong-minded men on our team. I mean, we have the best out there. We wouldn't brag for it, but we will be innovative to structure it. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. We really do appreciate. Mr. Goya, I know you were looking for your comment. I just took the comment section because you know some people who following they can just use some fire words on our guests sometimes. So it's important that we had a comment section for our guests. So, Mr. Goya, somebody have a question for you, Jeremiah Chi. So this is his question right here. He says a quick question. Were you guys elected or basically just assembled for a common good?
I mean, that's a good question for Jeremiah. I mean, let me come in quick, SG. No, we were not elected. For the initial of the conversation, I told you we were at the, I went at a convention, the national convention in Michigan. So, and there's a whole consensus leadership. Some will somehow, this is our certificate of recognition. There's a consensus leadership on Jeremiah. And so I have asked the SG as the nuclear of the institution. And we are calling a meeting very soon. He's calling a meeting where we have all of Bassa people will assemble. And most likely either they endorse the consensus leadership or we will have to have an election before going to the inauguration. So the board is in our court to make sure we have the full structure endorsed before March. We have to have an assembly that the leadership will have to have a meeting of the minds. And then we have to have this leadership, this current leadership, the consensus leadership. We have to have it endorsed before we go to the inauguration because they sit at the table in Kentucky at the inauguration. Even the seats are only for those who are elected by structure. In a sense, you can have a consensus, and we have to have a meetings that carry a motion that these leaders are inducted, they are endorsed by the leadership, and the meetings will carry the motion seconded, and the meanings of the meeting will be circulated and of course sent to the national leadership through the secretary general that will be fully endorsed. Well, so we have a time frame to work on while we're doing these structure. So we have to have it done. So that's a very good question. And we are looking forward to a lot of you. If you are the BISA person, we have to come on board and get this done. I just want to get this structure and then maybe I can go right on the board and just make sure and give you guys all the support. But I want to get it well structured first, and I already started. And this is our baby. We don't want the baby to be outcast, so we got to be on the forefront and get it well done and structured. If we have anybody to lead as a president, we will turn over to you immediately and give you all the support. And of course, trust me, whatever we have in our minds and stuff, and we're gonna give you that support and make it work. So let's do it. Let's come on board. Our people from River says, let's come on board. Let's do this. So
Thank
yes,
you.
we are not really elected by structure yet.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. President for ringing. I'll just mute you, Mr. President. They answer your call. All right. So the president going to answer another call. I know this Pastor Association is gaining momentum gradually. So we'll just go back to the president and waiting because you know when I used to be vice president, I used to be praying for my president to just have some problem that he will be very effective because the constitution say his inability may be president. So anytime I see vice president sitting and smiling, they always saying to themselves, if you don't think I'm president, my man.
Looking,
Yeah,
let me come before my dynamic vice president come in. Let me just buttress what the president was talking about.
go
Okay,
ahead, Honorable SG.
it's so good that such a question came from my own brother Jeremiah T. Abudu. Uh, like the president registered, this is just a newly established organization. We just got our mandate from UNAMWA. That's the reason why we do not have well elected president yet. We still have an acting president and an acting vice president. So The one is the Secretary General, who is the head right now, like that will lead us into election. Like we said, we are at our humble stage. We need everybody to come back. I mean, come back here and put hands on that. Like you, Jeremiah Chi, I know where you came from or where you come from. You're part of us. You need to come join. Uh, the local Philip. Everybody need to put hands on deck. We need to put this thing together. We just want to establish date. And that's the reason why we say we need this thing to be done before March. Our first meeting is coming up and it's going to be all about election. Uh, the way forward, how to get things done. And it's so good the president said it, the vice president is there. They also said it. We are just acting for the time being. If you guys feel pleasant in their leadership, they're gonna be contestant as well. You can still put them back. We open the door to everybody. This is not just crowd ball or gentleman group. This is a whole organization that has to do with four different countries. So we need you guys, my good friend and brother, Mr. Logan,
Hmm.
Philip, you are part of it. We need all hands on deck. We need to put things together. Calling on my brother Jeremiah Chie. You, I get again you. Come on, bro. I'll go back to the vice president and see how best you can say something else on that.
All right, Honorable Vice President, it's all yours.
I mean, with regard to Jeremiah question, if you are in the chat room, you will see the structure of that. We are all acting, and but we can continue waiting. We have to establish something. So Jeremiah is a very good man. I can vouch for that, and the doors are open. Come on board, gentlemen. Let's do this. Nobody got anything tied to them here. If you come and we see the potential, you can get somewhere. And in subsequent time, anybody can take over. But we have to start. We can't keep waiting. So this is like I told you, it's our team. I'm one there, So but on the overall, like we said, we have already laid out the foundation that we're going to be working upon, and we expect people to come on board. We expect people to come on board. Come in, bring your question, come with your input, come with your idea. We can't do it alone, and we put all of these things together, we'll be able to have a very vibrant Bassa organization. And I know you'll be proud of it. But you keep me proud of it when you are not coming in. So let us not sit on the fence. Let's get in the fence. Like you're asking for your wealth. My man, any Marato and then Lemoni, they from Paso. All the
I,
Lemoni from Paso. All the Marato people they from Paso. So they forget about it. They wear that Paso woman.
I
So
know, right?
by virtue of you marrying to a crown man or DC man, your husband automatically becomes a Paso man by marriage. And so my wife is a cool woman, but she was showing
Okay.
me that showed me the challenge. She said, "Oh, they got create challenge for all." I said, "You see, she the one thing Pastor woman, all about." So everybody is invited, and the doors are open, and we just hope to work together to see this thing happening and to make it big. So on that note, I want to say thank you, Mr. Philip, looking for opening your doors to us. We look forward to see more of these opportunities to spread the news. When we start having our meetings, we will want to send it on your platform. We're having a program when you want to use your platform to be able to share the news. And I also want to encourage the people in Indiana make use of this platform. Very important. You have something red under your nose. Make use of it. You can send your information. You can promote your businesses. So it's a good thing. Thank you very much, Chief.
Thank you so much, Honorable Joshua Paul. Like I said today, we will not be here too long because it's a newly established leadership. They're just acting, like the Secretary General said. So we can push you guys so high, but in your first 6 months, your first 100 day, when you're fully elected, then we will be holding you people accountable for all of these things you are saying here today when it comes to your leadership working, when it comes to uniting the community. So the question I asked first, and I never got a clear answer. Somebody stay on here. The person to want a clear answer is that what are the benefits for those organizations that would just affiliate with the Bassa group, the Grand Bassa Association chapter?
What are the benefit for other organizations?
Organization affiliating with the Grand Bassa Association.
So, if you're speaking in terms of benefit, I don't know what is the value you want to add to that, but
Go ahead.
by extension,
Mm-hmm.
there are many benefits to associate with the Basa people. It will make your organization known and vibrant because when we have in a program and we invite maybe the GC community or the Crown community, you will be recognized. You will have a word to say. Then people will get to see you and get to know that this man spoke at the Basa program. Another benefit is you will be able to learn how to bring these organizations together. You also learn from the fountains of wisdom of the Basa people. Another there are so many benefits. Let's say you have in your program and you invited the Basa people. We come in with huge number. The intake will be good. So but affiliating with the Basel people, there's so many things you will benefit. Monitoring values and different kind of blessings that will follow along the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear brother. So, we'll go back to the Secretary General. Then, we would just look up to if you're following. If you want to make your call, if you want to comment on anything, you can comment. If you want to ask a question, or if you just want to call in, we also have the number. The number is sliding on there on the slideshow. You also see it here live as well. So, the number is 401-359-5072. I repeat, 401-359-5072. If you want to call and ask a question about the newly established Grand Bassa chapter in Indiana, we have the leadership up here tonight. So if you just joined us, you are on the Logan's Hour. We will be here for the next 15 minutes and we will part ways. So we'll go back to the Secretary General. Honorable Secretary General. Is the anyway, before I go through that, let me ask you, what will be your first general meeting for the Bassa Association?
Oh, actually, we have already planned it for the second week in next month, the second Sunday in next month, and that will
All
be
right, that's
the
fine. So at that meeting, it's just only Brazilian can attend the meeting, or non-Brazilian want to know about your meeting. They can also be part of that meeting.
if you say non-Brazilian like all from
Yeah,
different.
because what I'm trying to say, there are other people in town here that belong to no ethnic group, and they're just looking for a group to affiliate with.
Fine,
So,
we are
uh-huh,
open to that.
okay,
We're
that's
working along with you. I'm not
that's
making it
fine.
home hospitality.
Especially
Uh,
when you are Congo.
so all the Congo
But
Port
I just
Ambassador people.
once you're not affiliated with NS, I mean you're
Yeah.
Congo.
All the Congo people, they are Basa people. Let it.
All right. So if you just joined us, you are on the looking hours. We are in conversation with the leadership of the newly established Grand Bassa Association. We just want to give you update as to what is coming up tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to have these people here. We're going to have Mr. Anthony Gay. He's from Philadelphia, and we have Mr. Jan Volule, the tough talking Jan Volule. Everybody knows him. He's going to be here tomorrow as well. Then we have Mr. James Akwe, former associate auditor at the LBS and the ELBC. He's going to be here tomorrow. We're going to be basically, they will be giving us driving through the reason why Mr. Cummings should hear the CPP, and Mr. Volula will be addressing Mr. Cummings issue. He and Mr. Gay and Mr. James Akwe will be telling us why Joseph Boakai is fit, capable, and able to lead Liberia. So don't miss this conversation tomorrow. It's 5:30 tomorrow. Don't miss it. So before that, we will have our sister, our comedian sister. You all know her. She's Faith Nelson. She's gonna be here tomorrow. Faith Nelson gonna be here tomorrow at 3 o'clock. She's going to be entertaining us as well. She's going to be giving us young generation. She's going to be telling you what's the importance of being involved into something. It could be you could be a comedian. Any talent you have, you can make use of those talents. So Sister Faith Nelson, everybody know her. She's very articulate. She's going to be here tomorrow. So we got a big one coming up in February. If you don't know, we have this talent show coming up. You see the three beautiful judges under there. We have Pamela Kwese, we have Mawen Sosa, we have Samar Logan. They're having this talent show on the Logan's Hour. So if you're anywhere, you have to be on the internet to participate in the talent show. Trust me, you cannot call by with a form to participate because you have to call on. You we will give you the link. Then you have to demonstrate your talent up here, whether singing, dancing, or whatever. The winner going to walk away with something very huge. So as I learned, they will be taking only two winners. There will be a first winner and the second winner. So there will be two performances. So if you're singing, you perform your first time, the judges will come up with their score. You perform the second time, the judges come up with their score. So you have to be on the internet before you can be part of this talent show. So if you win this talent show, I can rest assure you, you're going to walk away with something very huge because they now on the internet you can call from anywhere. You can be in Philadelphia, you can be in Minnesota, you can be in Liberia. If you have a talent, demonstrate that talent. Your money gonna come to you through Western Union or wherever way it can come to you. So we'll go back to my brother Richie. So we'll go back to the Secretary General. Mr. Secretary General, we have limited time. So yesterday you were on the show. So looking at the circumstances back home, do you have the time to send a word of encouragement and sympathize with the people who lost their family members yesterday?
Yeah, this is actually regrettable because a very sad situation that we as a Liberian face with right now. Um, on behalf of the Bassa the Bassa Association of Indiana, we just want to say we are sorry. We are in sympathy with the family back home. And our late Bassa mentioned the bowl. We actually going to have that's going to also be included in our meeting uh, next month. The president already talked about it. We're going to see how best we can sympathize with some of the family over there. We are very much bitter about it, and we hope that the government see how best they can redress that issue and give the public a clear understanding of what really happened. Because if you don't know what really happened and not just relying on they say or who say, will not know or how to prevent the next happening. So we are very much sorry for whatever happened, and we hope that we don't have a real recurrence of that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice President, Mr. Secretary General, the Honorable Vice President. Yesterday, I know you sympathized with them, but I know you just want to add a little more.
Yeah, yesterday was very emotional.
I think you are muted, Honorable Vice President.
I should be good now. I'm okay.
Yeah, you are okay. You are
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I said yesterday was very emotional. We saw a sad day. People were still crying in the daytime. We lost 30 or 29 citizens. Most of them are young people, babies. It is a sad time, and I'm calling on our brother and sister in the Nikuta area to be consoled by the Lord. We express our deepest sympathy on behalf of the Bassa people. You know, somebody said if you want to know how people are sick, go to hospital. That's the time you can know that people are really, really sick. And if you want to know that people are in trouble, go to the prison. And we just heard the news, 30% died, 29% died. But you don't know how impactful that has affected many families, especially those who are involved. I saw a couple of pictures yesterday on Facebook. Some of my close friends, some of them lost their sisters, some of them lost their mom. Somebody that later posted she lost her daughter. She lost her daughter. So it's a sad time. I am glad that the president declared a 3 day mourning for the citizens that lost their life. And it's a sad time. We just express our sympathy, we pray that tomorrow we will be able to take some very strong measures in putting stop to this occurring. It's very important. Like I always said, the Zogo issue is a Liberian issue. It's not a one-man thing. If we don't put stop to it, it's going to affect every one of us. Every one of us. One way or the other. The people that died yesterday, you are not better than those people. It was just by the grace that some of you survived from that. So we express our sympathy as a Grand Bassa and the Bassa Association in Indiana. We pray that the Lord will strengthen their heart and give them comfort. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Powell. We have been joined by the president, Honorable Rich W. Basigia. So, Mr. President, I know you wasn't on yesterday, so we were asking, do you care to send a word of encouragement to those who lost their lives, their family members back home, and just to give your formal way of sympathizing with them as the president of the newly established chapter?
Say what I do. I mean, it's been striking. Trust me. I mean, sometimes back when I heard that incident, you remember in the King Gray area, we had an incident in King Gray. That was a very big disaster. People went homeless. Some people, I think, like some people went totally lost on because it was a heavy rain, downpour of rain, and it was a complete disaster. People ran through. Government had a plans in place. We had a national disaster fund, and they were quickly able to jump in that to provide some help. Even the lawmaker ran through. It was not an easy thing to cross over. So what happened in Niku Town on yesterday? I mean, it is so painful. This is not easy to bear. We got some of our friends who lost their relatives. They lost their sisters, they lost their mothers, their brothers, and their cousins and nephews. We want to say a very big sorry, and there's no different way we can express our sympathy. We want to say a very big sorry to those who lost their family. And it is very, very disheartening. I think we all have to come together to make this a complete national call. It's a national call. It's a national emergency. I believe the country should have a look on the issue of shut down on busying themselves and on the issue that has to do with 29 people and plus lost in their lives. I mean, a great sympathy with them. I share their pains. I know as we speak right now, we have the opportunity to speak. Uh, just yesterday, our brothers and sisters, our mothers, our aunts, they had a voice to speak. They just lost it on yesterday in the name of some of our Liberians who quote unquote disadvantaged, but they are very bad apples, and we need to do something about that. The government needs to take initiative on that and make sure we're not shifting blames. But I think this is something that we need to call on national government to take responsibility of that. When you take responsibility on these kinds of matters, it doesn't mean that you are weak. It doesn't mean that you are wrong. It shows your strength, your love for country, your love for your people. So I believe so that we are in tearing time. We are in a time of mourning. Our people are crying. I mean, Lokitan is closer to Nikutan. You know what happened, Douala. I heard the president had postponed his 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 issue of cutting the ribbon. He had postponed because he couldn't do that. The country this morning failed. I mean, tears in the people's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a shutdown. We are on a national emergency. There's no way to emphasize on that. Our people really they are mourning. There's a Francis Grant. You know Francis Grant. He lost his sister. I mean,
Wow.
our close tie, people who got relationship with, they got something to do with that death. They lost their people. They are really, really mourning. It's a national disaster. I mean, the country needs to pick up from there. There might be a sign from somewhere we don't know. It might be the biblical sign. It might be quote unquote whatever way we're gonna analyze it. We can start thinking deep into it first. We want to feel that the family can be consoled, and the only way the family can be consoled because we cannot get the lives back is that national government should take responsibility. It's all security matters. Everything happening in there, it has to do with security. It has to be with whether the government was in charge, because another Liberian cannot go put up a stampede, especially where we having a biblical forum. You're having a crusade. You're preaching the word of God. I'm a Christian, so I'm hurt. And when you see people from the outside putting on a stampede on a national gospel crusade. So to send a message out to our people to change their lives, to revive their soul, to have repentance. Then you have quote unquote disadvantaged people going in there and taking away lives of 29 plus people. We are in deep sympathy with his family, and this platform could be just the only platform we have to use to let our people know that we say sorry from our end and from the Bassa chapter in Indiana. We see that very big sorry. We express our condolences to our Francis Grant, our other brothers, our sisters that are out there. We don't know your name. We totally we are in a grief movement with you. So thanks for giving us the time to use your platform. It's a
Thank,
national responsibility.
thank you, my dear brother. So we have a question from Jeremiah here. So, okay, Mr. President, I will just mute you just for a second. Maybe I get an echo. Okay. All right, that's fine. So we have a question from Mr. Jeremiah Chia. So before we get back to Mr. Jeremiah Chia, we just take our 5 minute break and be back. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, if you're living in Indiana and you're looking for men's clothes or women clothes, if you don't know what brand to look for, then don't search anymore. Look for Circuits. If you're looking for any clothes, hoodie, whatever, look for Circuits. This brand is your own Liberian sister, Fatima Fambula. She is 100% Liberian product. So you can look for Circus, Fatima Family. She's here. She's waiting to serve you anytime. You can go online. You can go to her website. You can just order whatever. Trust me. You saw one on Heron Costa the other day, right? You saw how he praised that hoodie. So Fatima Family, she's here. She's her own Liberian sister. Try to patronize. It's good for us all. Then if you live in Indiana here, you want to ship to Liberia, we have our own dear brother, Mr. Columba Zina. Mr. Columba Zina have this Z Logistic. They will be shipping on April 18, 2022. So you can start calling him now to book. So they will be picking up. They are already started picking up. So April 18, 2022. You can call Mr. Columba Zina. You have the number on there. It's 317-737-0936. Or you can just send him an email to chayzinnah@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Sorry, guys. Thanks for the patience too as well. There's no commercial or everything too now. Let me unmute you, Mr. President. What you want to say, Mr. President? I'm listening to you.
He ain't say nothing. I mean, that's how it works. You got to work like that to make it look get an institution growing. That's you got to make it work.
Yeah, you know now. You gotta put kerosene in the fire. Fire get you catch it and everybody said.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I see the past. I see the secretary mouth shaking. I know the secretary wants to say something. Mr. Secretary General, go ahead.
Oh no, we are waiting on Jeremiah question.
Okay, sorry. So let's go back to Mr. Jeremiah Cheers. So we just mute the president. Small thing. When the president is on mute, I get echo. All right. So Mr. Jeremiah Cheers want to know if it's going to be gender balance. He said, "Brilliant young men in studio. Is there going to be gender balance?"
Yeah, I would say yes. There's a lot of openness for gender balance. Like the president already said, and we always say, we have these guys operating on just a part time. The president position, the vice president position, we got financial secretary position, we got chaplain. Like I said, the only position right now that we have that is, 40 in point is the secretary general. So all other positions, right after the meeting of as of next month, right after the meeting, all vacant position will be declared vacant. We'll have people, contesting for a position. So there will be gender balance. We will encourage everybody, or we are encouraging everybody. Your wife, whosoever, can apply for any position.
So I heard
Now,
you saying right after the meeting. So which meeting are you referring to? The meeting that is planned to come out soon?
the meeting that is planned to come up is all about election because we need to have an elected body to attend the inauguration, like the
Okay.
president rightly said.
And the
So
meeting is when again for the population?
the second Sunday in February at the president house,
Okay.
the information is going to be sent out. So yes, that's a means of gender balance is there. Yeah.
All right. So if you're just listening, you are on the lookings. I we just heard from the Secretary General the second Sunday in February. The newly established chapter of the Grand Bassa Association will be having their first general meeting, and in that meeting, schools of officers will be elected to steer the affairs of this great institution. So it means right the second of February, mean everybody out here will be either re-elected or be out. Is that correct? Go ahead, Mr. President.
I mean, that's correct because I mean we believe in democracy. We just try to rebrand the institution. It has to be rebranded. Other can come in, and for sure we will be contesting. We never contested before, so we will be contesting. The actual power and I on the same team. So the other team members come in, they will be coming against us. So like we let our brothers and sisters, we have interest know that will be contesting the leadership, and we will have to have meeting of the mind, and the Secretary General will be presiding. He will write out his calendar of events because we want to do it in a way that we cannot go to the 30th inauguration as an interim body. We can't do that, and because we already found our way and got admitted. So they have asked us the last meeting I was in the National Athletic Committee. They have asked us to make sure we get our our meeting, whether it is consensus or elections, whatever way we're gonna have it. We have to have a meeting. We have to have a motion. We have to have it seconded. The motion has to be carried by somebody that will adopt the leadership, making it genuine and legit, and for onward submission to the national leadership. Then thereby all other immunities, all other issues that affect the national leadership will affect our chapter. But I think we are doing great. We are moving very fast than even institutions that we made there because some of them don't have a logo right now. We have a logo, and thanks to Phil and the SG, the last national meeting, we sent it out. And the National Secretary General, was so excited. He said he blew it out. Like the first time you see the chapter tried to go this far, and I told him we have our chat room already, both WhatsApp chat room and a messenger. They asked to be a part that the National Security Committee can be added on. This is not a decision that I could make. So I've already told the SG, I guess, to pass it over to the VP. We have to, in the same meeting, and after we should have resolved everything, we have a leadership in place. We have to have a consensus whether we need the national leaders in our affairs, whether we want them to be in the the video chat rooms. We want to add them there so that we can always have that interchanging relationship with them. So far so good. We already started burning our own candles. We already started hitting the map. We started negotiating. There are several dialogues out there already, and we know our members on the board when they go out there during board meetings, they will make full representation of us. Also, there are a lot of things out there that we need to get, and we need to push harder to get. And with this team, after we should have been fully endorsed, if possible, and make it very concrete, I guess we're gonna do extremely better, and we're gonna do extremely better, and we're gonna make sure we get out there. Outside of Basua, there are other things here that we know we can engage. There are other institutions here with very strong hands that we can work along with, financial hands. There are other high-profile stakeholders here that can support some of our initiatives, about because we are non-political and non-for-profit. So there are several things we will be going after, and of course, we will use our ink to get them writing projects and sending out proposals. And big institutions around here, they will help us get it so that we can make sure our people back home that are victims of a system that try to make them to not get those things necessary of them, we can make them available to them. So far so good. We can make it work. We already set on the real high speed dial.
Okay. So I know this question may be a little tricky because it's not a center of discussion, but it poses a little fear from my end because when you see up here, the chapter was established September 5th, 2021. And now we are in January. Today is January 21st, 2022. I know the idea of democracy is so good. We all want equal participation, but there are some people who may act like the Romans because the idea of democracy came from the Greeks. It used to be first called Democrata. It was invented by Aristotle, Plato, and the rest of the guys. But now, looking at this leadership, just in few months, the brainchild of this group, the guys who has the vision, the purpose, and know where the leadership, where this organization should go, they'll be going to election in few days. Don't you think that poses a little fear if the whole entire batch is not elected? Do you think the next group of people will have the vision for this institution as compared to the way you guys fought for it and have this chapter established in town here?
Any one of you want to speak on that, or you want me to come in?
What is the president of budget?
Uh, am I unmuted, Phil?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Okay, yes. I think it would be a good thing. Phil, let me give you an example. Even with national government, uh, everything can be into place before a different person come and win the incumbent. And it is on that basis, the person who is responsible to lead must take charge. Everything already into place. It is a Bassa chapter, and this is something that we believe in and have a passion about. Whoever come up with a different team and by consensus they be successful, they will have our support. We have to build that particular innovation around them so that because when it gets messed up, it wouldn't just be on their shoulders. It would be on our shoulders. It would be a complete disappointment on our guys, our efforts, our time we took to go to Michigan. It would be a complete disappointment on our time and efforts we took to go to Atlanta, Georgia. It will be a complete disappointment. Joshua is not just a leader. He's a man of God. He has a platform in his hands. He preaches to a large congregation. So if he loses at a consensus election and you stayed away, it is on his shoulder, and the Bassa people will hold him responsible. So, with the question you asked, it seems to be critical, but for the sake of democracy, we think it's a good and necessary question, and that we needed to respond to that. Our arms are open. We are willing to work with everybody. Simply, we are just saying we are all from River Says, we are all from Magibi. We are all from Monserrato. We are all from Grand Bassa. Let's meet at the table of convenience, brainstorm, have a champion child to lead us when we meet at the event, the inauguration event in Kentucky. Onwards, it wouldn't just be about that event because this is not just a social club. This is a club of ideas. So anybody coming on this table must have that innovation and platform that will be set in place that we saw on the 29th convention in Michigan, that we saw on the 30th convention in Atlanta, Georgia. You must have read the notes. You must have the membrane to make sure that you have a strong will to lead because you mean Bassa people, that's why it is. They are going to come together and they are going to brainstorm with ideas and they want to get the best out of you. And that would be the teamwork. But thank you for that unique question. Whoever come out, what team they bring on the table, we are going to work with them. We are going to support them.
All right, so I will go to Mr. Powell with the same question because he's the vice president. I know you give me your answer from your presidential perspective, and knowing that Mr. Powell, he's the president in waiting, so probably he may have his own agenda when it comes to this kind of stuff. So, Mr. Powell, I know you'll be going for the vice presidency position come the second sorry, Mr. Basiga, I just put you up. Trying to meet you. I just hit the other button. Okay, I got it now. So, come on the second Sunday in February, you will be up for re-election. The rest of the whole team will be up for re-election. And looking at this newly established chapter, we all know purpose is the foundation for anything. The leadership of this current leadership went and run after this entire formulation of this Indiana chapter. In few days, you'll be going to election. And it is a risky thing from my perspective that if somebody who comes to power do not have leadership ability, do not have the thinking and the focus that you people have, where do you think the organization will be going?
So, why this true is a tricky question, but the Bassa people that I know, they are good people, and the Bassa men without vision would not want to come and hijack the process. And there's a story in the Bible with John the Baptist and Jesus, and John the Baptist spread the news that Jesus was coming. You'd be powerful, you'd be great. And so when Jesus came, it was expected that Jesus would just come and overthrow the other government and take care, and then John the Baptist would be maybe the spokesperson. But he for some reason he did not see those things happening, and he sent his disciples and said, "Go ask Jesus whether he's a real man that I've been talking about, and if not, so that we can bring another message." The idea is we are the John the Baptist. The door is not closed on us. The door is open, and we are seeking anyone who got interest to come on board. Like Jeremiah asked whether it will be general ballot. Yes. And if we go for that meeting and go for the election and somebody feel that they want to contest, we will not stop them. Because the door is not closed on us. We just brought a message. It doesn't mean that we're forced to be in leadership. So anybody can come with a good vision to lead the Bassa people. And we'll be willing to work with them. We don't establish this to see it for if we are not in position. Anybody who come on board, and maybe with your limited ideas and leadership ability, will work with you because of the phrase "ablige."
So what if the person is not open to working with you people? Because I know when people win election, they feel they are all bosses now. They can listen to people around them. They just have their own team that they listen to. So what do you do?
I mean, if we apply every effort to work with you, and you don't want to work with us, everybody coming with their own agenda. But it doesn't mean we will leave the organization. We will be around. We'll push our ideas. We will send suggestions. The Bassa people, they are smart people. If they see that the leader is messing on and people pushing the agenda and pushing ideas, they will listen. They will listen. But I'm very, very confident that nobody will want to come with the intent to destroy this thing that has happened. This is a good thing. So anybody who love Bassa will not destroy this thing.
Thank you so much, Mr. Power. I'm sorry, I just want to go to the critical side of it because sometimes it's better to minimize expectation. That's who I am. Because when you minimize your expectation, you can expect anything. Anything happen, it happen.
Right.
Yeah, but if you say things will not happen when it happened, then you get confused at a certain point in time. So we'll go to the Secretary General. Mr. Secretary General, I know your process. I already answered the question, so there's no need to go back to you when it comes to these same questions. So my question to you, Mr. Secretary General. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I said the answers are resonating. Yeah, man. Make, I told you to come in studio today. You don't. You won't come appear. You say the people might appear first. All right. We agree. All right, Mr. Secretary General, I think we have already 7 o'clock. The president said he have another meeting,
Yeah,
so we would just have to run it down in 5 minutes from now. We just have everybody giving their parting in 2 minutes. So if you're following, we want to give a perfect opportunity to those following us. So you can also call if you want to call. The numbers are here, or you can go to WhatsApp as well. You can also call if you want to know more about the Bassa Association. I know today because it's about the Bassa Association and we Liberian, we have the tendency that if this is not my ethnic group, is of no interest to me. We want to say this is not just about a Bassa group. This is an institution that is open to work with any groupings in town here, regardless. Bassa, Pele, Gio, and all. We all work for the common goal. We all work for unity. So if unity is the key, then it doesn't matter which ethnic group you find yourself into. We were never born as Bazoran. We're all born as Hemon. So we believe in the Hemon race and not just ethnic group. So we would just go back to anybody on the stage yet. If you want to ask any question, you have anything to say, you want to add before we can give our parting, the floor is open. All right. So we already 7:10. We'll just go and ask everybody for the parting. We'll start with the Secretary General. Mr. Secretary General, can you give us your parting, sir?
Yep. So, Mr. Logan, thank you again. And thanks to everybody, our listener. We just want to say thanks for listening to us, and we are about to have this end of day. I want to say thanks to my fellow Bazoran, our good friends and brother from the Logan Hour who have us here today. And we also want to say a very big thanks to our one of our board members, Alvin Logan, who was following and still following as well. We like you registered, we are all Bazoran. We care for what we are doing, and we are going to fully support what we are doing, regardless of who wins this coming election that goes to our 30th inaugural ball. We will continue to support. We're going to hold this as high thing. I believe in the leadership of my great friends and brother, like my vice president and my president. Guys, don't run away from responsibility. We are here to do everything possible. So, like I said, we need all hands on deck. I'm still waiting for you, Mr. Logan. You have an expert. You need to come. Put your hand there. Your wife is there. She's going to contest. We will vote for her. So come. Let's make this happen. This
Thank you so much, my dear brother. Thank you, Honorable Secretary General. Thank you. Honorable Joshua Powell, we'll go to you, then from there we'll go to the president.
Well, I love the comments. People are sending in the questions. They are good. Again, I'm on bridge. Uh, they're going to be a diabetic and a poor one you poor and a pump when you I'm there. I get Jenny Benny. I get one. I said, I get Zaden. You. Basoni Nigeria na boge pine point. Very monkey that will blebe. Your dog, they are your pine. You may say you point. ba ki a do be de from ni me wa blo wa ni npo be ko wa de wa di ble wa blo wa ni npo be ko wa de wa di ke ide na o zo ni e wa se poroble wa se ba so poroble so ga ma mo ga basi gi age odi e ma ke ala amo yi do mo be ni ba so ji me mo be ni wa mo ke no poroble se bo de nyon se ble wa be no wa ni npo be ki amo se poro no le ble so ada ba so ji me ke en so no ge mu de ide na ke ada ma ba so ji me ke aseme je mare ke àwọn be po ge ke akeyide ke po ge ase basigi apo ase power po ase boya po ase fere po ọmọ apo so arin down be ge mo son boy po be po akeyide se bo de po ide mo baso nyi opo ke mo ase mi opo on that note
You saw a lot of people running away.
on that note we want to say Mr. Lucky, thank you very much for bringing us on this platform and we look forward to doing more of these gathering and more of these talking in the interest of the Bassa people. The Bassa Indian chapter will stand, they will be established, it will be gender balance, it will be open to the public and open to who's I want to affiliate with the Bassa people. Like the president Madam, the Madam is not from Bassa, but the Madam is all into this.
Oh yeah.
My Madam is from Way Great Crew, but she's all into it. So we are on board. We're inviting everybody. Come, let us do this together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, Joshua Powell. Have a good day, bro.
Yes.
The honorable president.
So again, thank you so much, Phil. I mean, that's a very good platform for us to always come about and say what we have to say, what our people in their own good interest, and embrace the different types of views that come on board from diverse background. We will always have opposing view. This is something we should always embrace. This is something we should encourage. In democracy, you should always believe that there will be another side. And trust me, there will always be another side. Uh, Initially, when we started, we never even thought we were going to come this far. And now we are this far. We expect to get competitors. And our competitors will match our reasoning why we are Bassa people, why we are from not just Bassa people, but why we are from Riverside, not just from Riverside, why we are from Montserrat, not just from Montserrat, but why we are from Maggie. We are not just from Maggie before we are from Grand Bassa, where the hospitality is. So, in between all these squares, you see that's a square, four different counties, that's a square. And between that square, we have to attach humanity and show respect to the kinds of people we want to engage with. And we first got to respect the kinds of decisions we want to make. We had to be gender sensitive. I know we got Rose Bayu, she's from Bassa. We have Mami Bayu, she's a Basilian. And Ophelia by identification, she's a Bassa woman.
Mhm.
And my wife too by identification by the constitution of Unaboy, she's a Bassa. So I know the only thing they can do, they can compete because the constitution does not give them that particular God or that move to do so. And even if they have an ambition, it wouldn't work. I said there's an amendment. So this platform is the biggest platform that we have in making our voices heard. I would prefer coming on this platform than all of the different platforms that have been engaging me. Most times I turn them down, and some people think that because I'm slowing down all the politics, but I mean, that's my voice you want to hear. That's me. You need to have the platform. So I have to make the decision.
Yeah.
So and this is what I choose. And the Logan's Hour is our own. We have to make it work. And as soon as we have a time available for our national chairman, our national secretary general, I will have them informed that we have the Logan's Hour and we have to come on here and explain details about UNABOI. We have to come on here to explain about the inauguration event this is a platform we have to use. I know several other platforms that we use, but we can still make recommendation of this one because we are in Indiana. We are member chapter. We should enjoy that privilege of the some of the bigger voices or some of the bigger platforms that we should have.
It's
So
true.
thank you. And like Joshua will speak so deep of the pastor, I don't know that much. Uh, I struggle with it, but my twin brother, he speaks some hard Bassa, and but I know how to say be moins. I want to live penny. I want to find me a way. Sometimes it sounds English, but the matter of fact that I know my identity, I
Yeah.
can identify with my identity. I can greet people in my dialect. And it is not just about speaking it, but respecting your culture and where you're from. And some people think this because you can't speak your dialect, it means that you are not somebody who identifies with your dialect or where you're from or your heritage. But there are definition of cultural values uh, does not define us in that way. And so again, thank you. We will always be around, and this is our platform. Thanks for the login hour. You are a very innovative person. We always give you our support, and I guess it is a good thing for us to come together as a family. May
Thank
God
you
bless
so
us
much.
all and let us speak.
Thank you so much, Honorable Rich W. Basic. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys again.
Thank you.
Thank you, my dear brother. Well, as I said, the Bassa Association, these guys, they are all intellectuals. And you can just there's no bad moment when you're sitting with them anyway, in terms of their capacity to articulate the issues. I knew exactly they are all able to defend themselves. They are able to defend the Grand Bassa Association adequately. And those guys demonstrated it here tonight. But if you're looking up for the bigger one that coming up, don't go far. All you gotta do, stick to the lookings hour. February, you're gonna have the biggest show of all time. That's gonna be the online talent show. In that talent show, you have these beautiful ladies on here: Miss Samar Princess Hamu Logan. You have Mawen Sosa. You have Pamela Kwesi. These are all the judges. So it's gonna be a online talent show. All you need to do to participate in the talent show, you need internet. You need to be on the internet. You have to call in, and whatever talent you have, you can demonstrate that talent here. You can speak to, if you have a poem, you say the poem. Like me, I remember when I was how many years was that? 12 years old. There was this quiz introduction. One of our friends used to always uh, say when we go to programs or quizzing. And I stole it for him. His name is Melvin Weeks. He was living Oro. He used to be like something like this. He used to say, let me think and me remember if I can remember that. The guy was a little smarter. I'm old now. He used to say, so Samar and the rest of the folks, the judges, if you guys hearing me, I think I want to be part of it. But like I said, you guys need to start looking for your sponsor because I think Mr. Penner, he's one of those sponsors. I don't know if I just saying it, but I think he's one of those sponsors. Mr. Peter Howard, he's one of those sponsors. So it's gonna be a good amount. Trust me. If you live in Indiana and if you live outside Indiana, more or if you live in Liberia, all you need to do just put your money on your phone, $5, put on your phone, and take part into the talent show. You could walk away with $500 or $600 or $700. So that's a handsome price. Don't be timid. Don't be shy. Don't have your mouth, then you can't talk because those things they are not healthy. The reason God gave you mouth for you to talk. So if you have the kind of opportunity, somebody giving up $500 or $400 just for talent that God placed in you, that inherent thing that God placed in you, jump on the opportunity. Come on and make use of the opportunity and save some money for yourself. The $500, if you're sitting home and not doing nothing and not talking, you could just don't have it. Coming up here and demonstrating whatever talent you could sing. I remember when I was much younger, I used to sing. Oh, sweet rose, sweet cherry, oh. Yeah, that kind of voice. So I know you may consider you want to say it's terrible, but I know that's a voice. I remember I would be taking part in the talent show. I'm going to be giving up my quiz introduction when I was when I was 13 years old. Venu, veni, venci. We came, we saw, we conquer. Vatan sapion decept. Ehentewa is quite sufficient. In the Aslan of my academia, where the center can no longer hold. We are here to meet with this discombobulator. If this discombobulator do not turn the march over, I say, by the God of quizzing, student Philip S. Logan, the river of defeat will fall upon them, that the belt would no longer hold to the tricep, and the tricep would no longer hold to their waist. Oh, Mara Yara, Blata Yara, in the Aslan of my academia, where quizzing will run from 0 to 1 billion margin. We are here to meet with this gumbuburita, now flatted, sucking tete quizzer. You hear that? So it will be a serial talent show, trust me. Come and win some money. Come and win some money. I know some people can already sing. Some people coming from Jersey. They say, oh, we're going to be part of this talent show, February. It's gonna be all entertaining. You can log on and you're gonna be sent a link. If first of all, if you want to be part of the talent show, if you want to take part in the talent show, you have to first send your interest by text message. Then they're gonna have you log in. They send you the link. Then you come on here and demonstrate your talent. Each of the judges gonna take they will have another judge here, probably Mr. Peter Howard. So they're going to take your name and they're going to have a score assigned to you, maybe 10 points, 5 points, 3 points. The judges know how to come up with getting the score for whatever thing. So that's an easy way to make some funds. So if you're in Indiana, outside Indiana, Liberia, but specifically, I'm asking my people back home to get involved with these kind of thing. You know, or I can just go by and sing my old song. The one I used to let by when I was coming up. Takunje, who made you cry? And that man, what's in that? He made you cry. So trust me, February, it's gonna be hell. It's gonna be hell. You're gonna see people with voices. You're gonna see the young generation. You're gonna see the older folks. Me, if you even an older person, I think if somebody talking about you winning 500 or 400 or whatever the price is gonna be, you can hang on that. Trust me. They're gonna be a real talent exhibition. Imagine somebody coming up here to rap. Imagine somebody just set their camera and decide to dance. Imagine somebody come with spoken words. So there are so many talents floating out there, and we need to discover them. So the easy way to discover some of them, we will have this show subsequently, and we will have another show. So we will keep having shows simultaneously to have some of these young talent coming up. So when we see that the momentum is growing, the people getting more interested in the talent show, then we'll have the big one. Then that's going to be in a hall where you can come and demonstrate your talent. What a spoken words, what a poem, what a recitation, like my beautiful quizzing introduction just now. If this was the talent show, I could have been walking away with this money by now. But sadly, the talent show hasn't started yet, and I just gave a little gist of some of the things you're going to hear or some of the things you're going to see on the talent show. Well, trust me, I'm going to be one of the contestants because I don't like for money to just be in the air and people saying, "Hey, come and demonstrate some of the talent that God put in you." Then you don't demonstrate it. You just sit there and be so timid and shy. That attitude of being shy. If on way back slavery days though, where the slave master said be seen but not heard, then you believe that too, and you believe your mouth is just for you to walk around with it and eat food. When somebody call you just now and say can't say this, you say I'm shy. Shy of what? Shy my foot. But when it comes to gossip, you can use the mouth to gossip though. But when it comes to public speaking to demonstrate your talent that God give you, you're shy. So this is a perfect opportunity. Even if you don't have interest in winning the money, all you need to do, log on here. Log on here. And if you're always following us, I want to say thank you. Those that went to my looking hours page and click that like button or that home button, I can rest assure you, coming December, I have recorded all of those names. Oh man, there will be some real gifts going to people's phone. Or I just if you go there the first time, just click follow on the Lookings Hours page. I recorded your name. Everybody's names have been recorded. December, they're gonna have something for me. So go to Looking Hours page. If you're sitting home and you don't want to use your phone to be watching this podcast, all you have to do, go to YouTube. You just tap there Lookings Hour. Bum. You're gonna see the black guy with the big hair here, talking plenty. I already let talking Bennett, then I got my own podcast. You see how God can do things? What are one person, two, three, four people following? I will keep doing what God put in me. Tuesday, wash up. It's motivational hour. We have some interesting thing on motivational hours. Already there's this issue going on about Zogos and Zogis and zombies and all kind of nomenclature they have been having of late. We're going to talk about some of those issues. We're going to look into it. We're going to first try to discuss the injury cases, why young people behave the way they behave, why Zogo or Zokis or zombies, why they behave the way they behave, those unacceptable behavior. We're going to look into it. We're going to find the root cause of it. We're going to know actually if we have the time because we stay in connection and making some contacts with some of these guys that they call Zogos. So we want some of them to come on here and talk to us and let us know what the basic problem they are confronted with, why they are behaving the way they are behaving. Is there a way to change that form of behavior? Because we our society is very gullible. We are not people that used to too much deviant behavior. The last time we ever saw the kind of behavior, it was just right 1989, 1990 when the war started coming from Butuo, and that's where you saw homo students and God-fearing people had to take guns and go against their own people. After the war, there was a lot of lawlessness, and the disarmament process never went as planned. Boom. Now we have few bad ones that we could have curtailed. We never did. They have spread the virus. They have spread the virus. Now, the spreading of the virus now make just 2015, 2016, they were just on the Broad Street. Today, they are in every homes. This is a real sad times. They got one movie on Netflix called I know Outlaw or Lawlessness. That's where I see we are going now as a people. We can do better than that. Imagine you suffer to buy your stuff and somebody just walks to you with a colax or with steak or running to you and jacking your stuff on your hands or things that he never worked for or she never worked for. Imagine a young woman going to sell her body, turn herself into prostitute just to have $20 to go and smoke opium or taking drugs. We can do better than that. Some of you out there for a better foundation. I know one of my friends, I can't call her name today, when he started the thing, he thought it was fun. He was in CWA. One time we met, and he came to me, hey, my man, Philip, my man, just did he talking too much. I said, listen, you're my friend, I respect you. That's your will. You see, life, everyone have to make their own choice. So the choices you make in life, it determines your future. Being rich is a choice, and being poor is a choice. Being on drugs is a choice, and choose to be cool is a choice. So you have to decide. When you choose what you want to do, then there's consequences that come after. So if you choose to take drugs, then we can affiliate from the distance. I will not be seen walking with you in the public. I will not be seen, you will not be seen in my car. You will not be seen holding my hand and we having conversation as usual. I'm going to treat you like the way I treat the other people. I will have to give you some advices. I will have to talk to you about getting off drug. So every time we meet, it will just be basically about your habit instead of having a fruitful conversation. All the conversation going to be, my man, you got to change. You're from a very good family. And my friend thought of it after some times, and he like, well, this make no sense. But how do I get out of it? I said, listen, it is your mindset. It's how you think. They can take you to any rehabilitation center. They can take you anywhere you think that they sophisticated enough to flush the drugs out of your system, to give you whatever medication. Those things don't work. I told him clearly, I said, those things don't work. The only thing medically might just help you to be strong and your organs and things, but it don't work. The only thing that work for you to leave drugs is your mind. You have to make up your mind. Your mind have to be made up. You have to reach to that point that you're angry. Anger brings change. You never change until you reach to the point that you are so angry. Last week on my motivational hour, you heard me saying it. It reached a point that I was angry and I stood by the road and stopped testing. That was a turning back for me. That was a whole 360 turnaround. So I told my friend, I said, you have to be angry. If you want to change, like this man, one of the motivational speakers, his name is Les Brown. He said, you have to be angry and you have to be hungry. So you have to be hungry for change first. If you're hungry for change, change obviously going to come. It's your mindset. You think if you're taking in drugs, what are drugs going to do? Or you drinking excessively, what are you going to do? It's only temporarily going to just cool you down and make you feel that everything is normal. Then you're walking and talking by yourself and believe you're living that everything will just fix itself. So that little time you're living in illusion, you be like, everything will just be so okay, just a matter of time, You're living in illusion. That's not life. And to my other friends out there, some of you, I know right now, somebody have got you so angry that you're considering getting a gun. Trust me, that's not a good one to do. Why would you want to take a gun to go and kill your brother, your sister? We are all relatives. Came from Adam. The same blood that run through you run through the next person. This is a whole issue that we all have to sit and discuss. This is not just about one person. This is not just about somebody just sitting and just having a monologue about it. It's a whole community issue. It's everybody coming to sit by the table and have this discussion. The older people need to get involved. It pains me when I see the older people just sitting back and playing a laid back attitude and just believe that things gonna fix. If today my house is on fire and you don't talk about it, you care less, you show less interest, rest assured, everything has its own time and season. Whatever goes around comes around. They said, do unto other as you want to do unto you. One of those bad people may just introduce your child to something. And now when your child is involved with it, then you want to talk. That's the time you want to take it serious. That's the time you want the whole world to come to a standstill because your child is involved with drugs. Now is the time to speak. Don't be so silent. Don't be sitting there and believe that everything is okay because he hasn't reached your house. Don't see the other people in the street who's fighting drugs addiction and believe they are non-human or they are subhuman. Now is the time. We can fight this thing together. We can talk to our brothers and our sisters who have lost their way, who in their mind believe that living in illusion is the only way to life. What do you want to be remembered for? You older person out there. You just want to be remembered to be, you died at the age of 90 years old. Then your children stand boasting that we can live long. Longevity, it's not all to it. Life is not about living long. Life is about donation, not about duration. Living long is not, it's like the man who lived for 960 years, Methuselah. At the end of the day, what we know is about him is that he lived long. Look at a young man. He lived for 33 years. He impacted the whole world. His name is Jesus. We're going to sit and just allow things to change around us. What are we doing? What are you doing for your community? What are you doing for your fellow man? You just sitting up there and you older person, the young people looking up to you for direction. You say nothing. You care less. Some of you older people need to get involved. Because if you don't step in, it will reach the point that people will want to just feel that, well, if this person cannot do anything about it, then it's a good thing to do. Let's try to change things, man. We can do it together. We can work together collectively. We all can face this problem. This whole issue with drugs, our young people are just damaging their future. Let's work on it. If you save one person, one young person, you save 10,000s of them. Because that person could become the next president. That person could become the next IT specialist. That person could become the next medical doctor. That person could become the next agriculture minister. That person could even become the next pastor who will administer the word of God to help change lives. What do we want to be remembered for as a people? You want to be remembered as somebody who just live and eat rice and pay bills and wear fine clothes and ride fine car and die? Tomorrow, when people ask you, what have you done? What are the footprints you left on earth? What are you going to say? I ate rice. I was riding Rose Raw. I was wearing Rode's watch. I had the latest Sean John Fubu shite. Is that why you want to be remembered for? Let's talk about it. You see, when it comes to these young people discussions and how they are destroying themselves, when we start to have this kind of conversation, people shy away from the conversation. The reason people shy away because they feel this is not my oil to fry my fish in. But it is every one of us. Even in your community right now, you see one young person passing with gun on his side, and you feel it's cool. And the next young person thinking about, oh, I just need to go to the range and learn how to shoot gun and buy my own gun and be throwing it on my side. What do you think if you and your young brother get into some stupid conversation? What's going to happen next? He going to run for what he have on his side. You think when somebody shoot you, you're going to get your life back? No. So why can't we talk about it now? Why can't we talk about it? This is a whole malaise. There's a thing that we have to discuss. There should be whole discussion on this. Because we are people, we just believe when the stuff happen or when the event occur, then we take it so serious. Look at about cosmetic things that, oh, now it has happened. Everywhere you pass, people talking about it. The president going to Nuclear Town to go visit. You pass on the side, other people talking about it. When young person take a gun and go to school and kill young children, up to 40, 50 people, then the whole news, everybody carry it for that time period. After a few times, they forget about it. That's why our writer said the whole world has a short memory. They only discuss issue as it arises, and which of course is wrong. Imagine when it is a political conversation, you find people following 4K, 5K, 6K, 7K, only because it is a political conversation. But when it comes to the issue that's supposed to change your lives, change a young person's life, they don't care. They don't care. And there's a serious conversation. You see a young brother today, he gone to the pawn shop, he bought a gun, he have it towing it with him everywhere, every corner in his car. You go to party, he have the iron hanging on him. He feel it's cool. And you there, you seeing it, you call him your friend, and you feel it's cool that he can carry his gun. And you know what a gun can do. You know what a barrel does. You and he could just get into simple argument that could be solved so easily. The first thing that run to his mind, because of anger, he gonna kill you. Now when he kill you, then your friends and the rest of the other folks see it to be serious attention that we have to discuss it now. Oh, why it happened the way it happened. But when he first had a thought to go to the pawn shop and buy that gun, why you couldn't tell him, say, hey, my brother, it's not worth it. You get nobody running after you. You're not a drug dealer to be passing around with a gun. You're a peaceful citizen. Why should you be passing around with a gun all around? To the point where when people think about you or think about the way guns are every part of the street now, you don't want to have any serious argument with your friends. You just feel when something happens, he's just gonna or she just gonna come and destroy your life. Is this how we're supposed to live? The life that was given to us to enjoy. Now life is enjoying us. We're living in fear. The person next door, you don't know their next intention. Even if I have one viewer, I'm still happy because I will not stop talking about this. I have had this burning passion to talk to young people for years. This has been my journey all through all. How young people can make a change. What do we need to make a change? Do we want to sit and allow business as usual? Do we want to sit and just depend on the older people who just believe they have the experience? It pains me when I see a young person taking his time to go and damage his own life. Imagine your parents took care of you from 0 years up to 16, 17 years. Then your mom seeing you or your pa seeing you with gun hanging on you. You think they're happy about that? The first thing your parents know that you are heading in a direction that they are not too sure about your tomorrow. Because whatever a man sows, so he shall reap. What goes around comes around. There's this famous saying from Sir Isaac Newton. You know, to every action, there's equal and opposite reaction. You see, I know sometimes people get tired with me saying these things and just talking about young people and talking about young people involvement and what can we do as young people and what's the way forward as young people. But looking at the energy that we have as young people that God have placed into us, we need to think of doing too many positive things than to be thinking about the wrong thing. We are more concerned of what we wear, how the impression we give out there, how we're going to be seen, how we want people to see us. So we are more concerned about pleasing people instead of pleasing ourselves. So we damage ourselves in the name of pleasing other people. Those things make no sense. Like I was saying on Tuesday on my motivational hour, think about yourself first. Take yourself to the restaurant, buy yourself good food. What you want to please people? You can't please nobody. You can't impress nobody. Like me, nobody impressed me because I have minimized my whole expectation about everything. Anything that happened today, I expected to happen. And I have the belief system that my entire philosophy is that whatever happened, happens. And let's find the next way to solve it. Stress comes when you don't know what to do. And because I know what to do, when stuff happens, I already on the next available way to solve it. I don't sit there and cry. I don't moon over this stuff. That's why tomorrow, I know I ain't gonna live forever. Nobody gonna live forever. That's why I'm using my time right now to change that person who felt there's no way out. That I just have to be taking drugs, go and get gun and live loosely and be rude in the community. Everywhere you go, people don't want to see you. You can make that change, my friend. I know people love politics. Even me, I love to hear politics. But these are serious conversations that we need to be having as young people. It need to come a time where the young people have a whole forum and discuss young people issue and discuss the way forward. Now is the time. We're sitting out there, we're laughing about it. It's funny. It's very funny. You see your brother walking right in a party that everybody's seated. He coming in with a gun. And we're laughing. It's funny. We're seeing somebody with something that can damage another person's life and see it as toy. And we even turn to our friends and be like, oh, he has a nice Glock or this other name we call. But when he's intoxicated and there's a small little argument and he take guns and shoots somebody, then we all confused. And we start to say to ourselves, oh, why was he carrying gun in fight? But you saw him with it. You had nothing to say. I remember one time we had a party somewhere when I was much younger, and a friend of mine, he came in with a gun, and I told him, I said, listen, you got to go back out. He said, what do you mean? I said, you got to go and put a gun in your car, or else you cannot enter here. Oh, no, why you want to act like some old man? I said, because I know what a barrel can do. The barrel can destroy life. And after you destroy me, I have no more choice to be having to defend myself. So can you put it in your car and let's have this conversation? If you're getting tired hearing about young people conversation, how young people can be better, this is just the beginning. I will not stop talking about it. I will not stop talking about that young person up there who think about making bad decisions. We can do better than this. We can do better than this. We can live in harmony. Look at what happened in Liberia. Look at some of the videos that I was demonstrating here yesterday. See young people sitting and cutting themselves. They have already labeled themselves to the point where they can say, oh, we Zogos, we disadvantage this. There are so many things you can get involved with. On your less busy time, you can take a book and read. You can walk to one of your auntie or your uncle house. Instead of you going to ask them, say, please give me money. Ask them, is there anything I can do that you pay me for it? You see, the first thing, if you want for people to give you anything, volunteer first. Even in the ministry, if you want to be the minister in that ministry, the first thing you have to do is to volunteer your service. Say to whoever person who is the minister, hey, how you doing? Um, I'm this person. Can I volunteer to just clean your office? If no pay, no pay. After a few days, if you're smart and have some innovative minds, you could do something different. And who knows? You can come from just being a janitor to the minister proper. Look in your closet. Think about it. Ask yourself, how many days you have lived for? What's your age now? 365 days, 52 weeks in a year. So 365 days times your age. And I auto leap year, 366 days in the leap year. Add it to your age. And ask yourself, what do I want to be remembered for? Do I want to be remembered as the guy that had a big car, had the biggest gold ring or the biggest gold chain? When I come in, everybody can say, whoa, there he come. But remember when you die, we don't remember nothing about you. None. Today or tomorrow, if I leave this earth, you'll go around on YouTube. You'll go on Facebook Live. You'll say this young black guy here, he wasn't Martin Luther King. He never used to have his show to have 44,000 people following him. But he touched lives. He talked about young people making change. Let's do it. You can have all the bank account. You can have $10 million. Today, if you die and don't impact anybody's lives, you'll never be remembered. You have to discover your talent. You have to discover that inherent capacity that God placed in you, called your gift. You have to discover your gift. Your gift is who you are. Why we want to be wasting our time? Time is money. The time you sit to be sitting with friends and discussing things that make no sense, use that time to be doing something meaningful. Because evil company corrupts good habit. Why would you be going to a friend who will be telling you about, let's go and take drugs? Let's go, I got this guy for you while you already have your own man. Use your time wisely. Document your plans. Establish your priorities. Protect your life, my friend. There's no second time. Remember, your time is like a commodity. You have to manage it. If you cannot protect your time, other people will protect it for you. If you can find something meaningful and something productive to do, people are going to give you one. If you have no plans, people are going to have plans for you. And that's why people are going to control your life and tell you what to do, what not to do. Some of the time you go to spend with people, when it's not meaningful, you're not getting anything out of the conversation, your time is important, my friend. You can never stop your own time. You have to learn that today. Your time can never be stopped. All you can do, you can control it. So I want to say thank you for following. Thank you for always following. Thank you for being on the Logan's Hour. You know, I'm so passionate about young people and their involvement in their communities. I hate to see a young person going astray because the Bible says that in that day, the young man will see vision and the old man will dream dreams. You know what a vision is? You know what God said, I finished you before I made you? You know what God make you to go to sleep and have a dream? You as a young person, the first thing when you ask a young child today, you say, who you want to become? He will always say, I want to be a president. I want to be a medical doctor. I want to be an agriculturist. I want to be an aircraft mechanic. Those things that you say to yourself from small is who you are. But coming up, distraction from people around you. You are who you are because of the kinds of friends you have been making. Change your lives. You can be better. Thank you for following the Logan's Hour today. And we look forward to always having you here. What a one person, two people, three, we will be here. We're not going to leave. This is a whole podcast that is established. The radio station is going to be in Liberia. We will broadcast from here. People will hear us speak. We will talk to young people who's on drugs. We know some of these things we'll be saying. You're not lucky, but yet instead, you don't have to like everything. You just have to change your attitude. Remember the older people they are leaving. You're supposed to be replacing them. How can you replace them when you're not ready? You're not prepared. You need an aging and a prepared young generation to replace the older people. This is sad. And we have to open this conversation. This is not about Liberians. This is about even Americans. This is about everybody living everywhere. Let's talk to our brothers. If you're living a good life today, you're living in a community that is so protective. Imagine one rich person living among all the old people or all the poor people. They will come for you one day. Take this from me tonight. If you're living in a home and everything is okay, your children are welfare, they're going to the best of school, and you care less about what's happening out there, you're going to be the next victim. Your child may just get introduced to some of them. Your daughters might just fall in love with one of them. Let's get involved. Let's talk about these. Thank you for always following the Lookings Hour. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow when we're having this great conversation. So thank you and thank you and thank you for always following. Good night.